We'll talk about other stuff, but this rod, the Tatula, most of you, the true BFS fishermen, like on the sites I'm on Facebook, the sites, the forums, the groups, you know, Facebook group pages, they don't consider this BFS. Their BFS fishing is more like the strict, you know, little pond streams and creeks I put together. Streaks, it's at the streaks. Small creeks and streams using like ultralight gear. They don't even, you know, a lot of guys, the rods with the light ultralight tips, once you get into a full-on, you know, like what I call JDM style, light, medium and rods like that, they don't consider BFS, but I do, because it's any of the gear that lets you do away with spinning gear. That's my BFS game, and my BFS game is strong. Right? Yeah, sure it is. What you're considering BFS stuff, that's the Lingle's definitely a BFS reel. Got a 7 point, well, not 7.3 grams full. Oh, there's another hit. Oh, there's another one. I'm running my mouth. That is, oh boy, that's a bigger one, boys. Don't come off. That fish just pulled harder than that 4-pounder. Oh, come off. I knew that was going to happen. I'm talking highly on all this stuff, and it came off. That was a puller. I made several casts back here again with the worm. I even tried to copper truce, and so evidently there's still a few fish here, but the bite is shut down for right now. I'm gonna come back and hit them, but I'm gonna try a few other things as we're. There's one suspended right there. So anyway, yeah, we'll come back to that spot. We'll come back to it. Give it up, Hicklin. Stop it. Okay, we're going to come back. But I wanted to try this little crank out, and it's a little Squarebill. I tested out yesterday through some cover that it just kept coming through. I don't know if I like those hooks and see how bent in they are, but through cover, excellent. I just have to get a hit on it to see if it'll, you know, hold fish. So until I can do that, I can't. I can recommend the bait already. I say it's worth getting off AliExpress. It's pretty cheap Squarebill that just works for a Squarebill, and it feels good. And this one runs true anyway. I bought 3 of them. There's fish right here. Where are we at? Okay, so I don't think I've cast out this far. So when I come back around, we'll make a cast out here. Remember that. But I can recommend, they're the Proberos Squarebills off AliExpress. That's a good little crank. It's a little smaller than the Digit. It may replace the Digit, who knows, once we get into some Squarebill bites and get up in grass and that kind of stuff. But it's, I want to say it's 6 grams, and it's about the perfect size for, like, you know, your, like the CU double light tip, the Toma light tip, the 662 Teton, which is a light, or 661 like I have. It'd be good for that, throwing that on at 6 gram bait. Just any of your rods, you know, or combos that you think feel good with 6 gram, you know, hard bait cranks or whatever. It just feels very good. You can get good casts with it. There's fish all over out here, like they almost look suspended. Like we're in almost 10 foot of water, and they look like they're a couple feet off the bottom. They're just little round little balls. So that could be, I may want to drift down here with the rattle trap. So I'm trying this crank to try along the bank. Oh, there's stuff right here. I'm gonna back up. I still just have the trolling motor on 2. As much as I want to try to feed them this little Squarebill, I don't think there's anything. I just want to try it because you never know. I don't think there's anything working along that bank. I think they're all staged off. I said that and I caught a fish. Well, we'll see how big he is and how buttoned up. That could be a crappie. No, that's a little bass. Now I was going fast there. I kind of, let's see if this can boat flip. And yes, those little hooks stuck him anyway. So Yep, maybe legit hooks also. Like I said, they look too pointed in for the way I normally are used to them and like them, but if it works, fish it. I was just saying how this probably wouldn't work, and I was wrong. I've been wrong before. Now that is not as big as what we've caught today. Bait that did give us some kind of action. I was just kind of speed cranking that little dude. He was definitely getting us hit. Another one. Stay buttoned up. Stay. That is a bigger fish. Running the boat out. Oh, nope. These hooks got to go. Those hooks are just not, and I knew I was going to have an issue. I'm not going to worry about changing them today because we're just missing little ones. But that fish should have stayed hooked. I thought we'd get lucky. We caught that one, but there's another one. The bait definitely works. It definitely gets hit. But we're missing fish, and this one's barely hooked, so oh boy. Yeah, that little dude barely, like it just skin hooks him and then comes back through. It's like it's just not good. Not good, boys and girls, the hooks. I may actually think about switching those out right now. I'd hate to see a big one jump and spit that freaking thing back out at me. Okay, I didn't want to, but I stopped and took time. I put these copper colored ones on, kind of for a couple reasons. It just looks cooler. But when you put these on, make sure you put them the right way. So if you're the guy that also has followed my videos or seen somebody do it where you, you know, use a rubber band to hold your baits together, the hook should fall like that. You want this thing at the back. If anything, you want that hook to be riding up top when you're retrieving, and then on the bottom when this tucks up, you want a hook sticking straight down. If I didn't show you guys, but that bait, the hook, the ones that came stock on this were actually hooked up wrong to where when you started reeling, it was the opposite of how I have it here. I didn't pay attention to the back one, but that's the right way. Those are the same size that were on it because I like the size. When you put them together, they can't quite hook themselves, but they're a pretty decent size hook. So now we should have a perfect bait. I shouldn't have affected the overall retrieve of it, and we're going to get out here and use it. But I do like this bait. I'm kind of speed cranking it, and it's working. Yesterday, I'll have to retest it through the wood with the different hooks, but it was going right through the wood, no problem yesterday. So I think we're on to something. I kind of had a speed. Let's get off here. That's another little, I guess, plus that I don't talk about much about this little bass hunter. It's got those wheels. You kick that trolling motor high in reverse and run it. You can almost like run it up on the bank and kind of beat yourself, and you know, you're not rubbing the boat, just the wheels are what's catching, and do whatever you got to do and then get going again, which is kind of cool. Something I just kind of started doing this year. Anyway, let's get out here and catch another bass on this bait and see how good our hookup ratio is. All right, I'm trying to throw it right up in close. Oh, I thought I had a fish. Oh boy, I thought I had a fish. It gets through the gunk good, but it doesn't, I mean through structure good, but it doesn't get into that nasty malty gunk. It is still a treble bait. There we go. We're going to be able to test our new hooks. This bait is working today. I just picked this bait up too, Proberos off AliExpress. That thing is working on this Oh yeah. Stay hooked. Did my work pay off? Oh, yes it did. Let's check it. Let's see him jump. Oh, look at him. We got him pinned with our new hooks. They're not new, but look at that bass. See the difference? I have no worries about that bass coming undone. I've replaced the hooks. And the bait's actually definitely worth getting, and just know you're gonna have to change out the hooks, and that, I do not want to get one of those hooks in me. Look at that. Ha ha. Let me just show you guys that. I love it when a plan comes together. That thing had him hooked on both sides with those hooks I just changed out. And these are actually hooks that I think old Norm Coulter took off, because he puts new hooks if you get baits from him. Took off of that. One of the baits, I'm not sure which, to have that color. And they're still good hooks, but he puts better hooks on. Funny is, this is the exact bait. I threw this bait a little bit yesterday. Never even had I threw it through all kinds of, like, oh, there's a fish. I threw it through all kinds of stuff and never got anything on it. Today, like, it is on fire. Get over here. They're little, but man, they're fun. I mean, it's on fire. I'm just catching them. I threw this bait long enough to tell, unfortunately with the other hooks, that it is awesome at getting through cover. So we're hoping it sticks, you know, doesn't stick in cover, but keeps sticking to bass like this. But this is an awesome bait for Proberos. I do not remember the price. You know, if I bought it, it was cheap. Got another one. No need to check anything. If it's working, keep throwing it. Oh, that's a crappie. Oh boy, look at that. Look at that. 2 species. Caught a crappie on this sucker. There we go. Say no more. Proberos, Squarebill. Pick you up 500,000 of them. I got 2 others. I'm definitely buying one more in that color. I could try the other colors, but I'm not messing with them. This one's working. I ain't jagging around. I'm just throwing it. It's working. I'm gonna keep throwing it. A little too close. Check its slapping abilities. That's one thing that Dig It sucked at. This one seems, I ain't kidding you, this Squarebill seems legit. I hate to say that I found a replacement for the old digger, but this bait keeps working like this. No more money than they are, you know, just changing out hooks. Well, let's try a little long ball. It's 1 o'clock. I guess my countdown clock has started. I don't know if I'm gonna. There's one. That may be big. Whoa, boy, that's bigger, boys. Whoa! You're gonna say my countdown clock started to, we're middle of the day, going to be going towards the, oh boy, don't come off. New hooks, hold. He's coming straight at me. I got the trolling motor on number 3 going far fast I can. He's gonna pass me. I'm gonna have to turn, let him do his thing. This is a giant. Giant for this rod too. This is a giant. Got me turning. Where are you going? Oh boy. This is not a giant, but man, he's fighting like one. Oh, he's hooked on the top of the head. This is a perfect example. I thought I had a 5 or 6 pounder. But look, this is a good example. Look at that bass. Get out there and jump, you beautiful beast. Look at that. I know, I got Mike Iaconelli on you guys. But listen, when they're hooked like that, they definitely put up more of a fight, especially on the CU double, even with the light tip. But that is a solid chunk. And I almost 100% guarantee if I wouldn't have switched out hooks, I would not have that fish. You can see that he is hooked very good, but not with those funky hooks he wouldn't have been. And these, I hate to say what these are off of. I can't remember, but those are very good hooks. Anyway, yeah, I know. We're gonna get one more pick. and I'll be back. I thought I had a 5 or 6 pounder. I ain't lying. I thought that, I guess it's the way he was hooked, and he was just gone. He was on it. He was freight training me. He was freight training me, and I was, you know, just glad that the freaking struggle bus had left the station. All right, one look. That is probably, you guys want to weigh that fish just to see how freaking excited I get over what weight of fish. He pulled hard on that CU double. Zeroed out. Let's just see how freaking, fought like a 4 or 5 pounder. Not quite a 2 pounder. Well, we're gonna call it 2. We round up around here. 2 pound bass. That's a big chunk. Put up a crazy fight. I thought, oh, I gotta get out of there. I thought I had a giant. I thought I had the world record smallmouth, and I'm not even in smallmouth territory. There's no smallmouth. All right, good, man, that wind is crazy. Get a good look. Let's see if he'll jump. This fish should jump. If we're gonna have any hopes of a fish jumping, this fish should do it today. Come on, get on out there. Get out there and get you some. There you go, boy. I can feel it. I feel it in you. Oh yeah, you got it. You got it. Oh, that's the best he could do. It's 50 degrees. He's cold. He started to. He almost got a little air, but then he didn't. My hands are frozen. Where's my rod at? Woo! I don't know about you boys and girls, but I'm impressed with that new little bait. Proberos, I got a few different colors. That, I just like that color for this kind of situation. Real murky water. I guess let me show you guys real quick. Hopefully you guys can see. Actually, come here. Now I'm gonna crank it up, and hopefully you guys can see the depth clarity. I'd call that 1.5 foot if you're lucky.